Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. We have another suspension of play at Augusta National. Torrential rain causing a pause in play as the third round of the 87th Masters continued Saturday. Play was officially called at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and according to the tournament, play will not resume today. Second round play was suspended Friday due to rain, and a number of players were forced to finish their rounds early Saturday morning and then continue into the third round. Now, all this means it'll be a busy day Sunday with the rest of the third round squeezed in, and then, of course, playing that final round of action. All right, for more on this, let's bring in golf analyst Rick Gehman to discuss what this could mean for the rest of the tournament. First off, Rick, given what we've seen in terms of the weather on Saturday, are you surprised they suspended play as late as they did? Because, it was bad for a while, and when they started having to squeegee some of the greens, you knew that it was not going to get better.
Yeah, that's right, Jeremy. Now, I want to remind everyone, we've known about this Saturday storm for probably 10 days. We knew that likely this was going to be the worst of it, and Augusta National held up for a very long time. There's great drainage around there. They've got this sub-air system that can draw moisture and water out of the putting surfaces, so it really did hold on for a long time. But once you started to see the puddling on the greens, once these greens start holding water, there's really nothing you can do. You can try to squeegee them. That'll be a never-ending battle. And with how many holes that the leaders still had to play, it just was not possible to continue playing. So I do like that they did not only suspend play, but immediately say we're done for the day here, guys. We don't need to try to wait around and get this one in. We know it's not going to be possible. We still have plenty of time on Sunday to get everything done. But the course held its head for a while, but unfortunately Mother Nature won this battle.
You mentioned the drainage system at Augusta National, among the best in all of golf. But how does this much water affect how the course plays, even as we look towards Sunday?
Yeah, so I think the putting surfaces, and the forecast does look better for Sunday. The putting surfaces, I think, are going to be receptive, but they're not going to be super soft. Again, they have a sub-air system. They can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and suck that moisture out. I think the way it's going to create a lot more implications is how far guys are going to be able to drive it. You're going to have very soft fairways with very little run out, and then when the ball does land, what it'll tend to do is it'll tend to accumulate some mud. So that's where you'll get the mud ball situation. And golfers will have to decide, okay, mud on the left-hand side of my ball, that generally means my ball is going to go left off the club face. So that's the type of battle that we'll likely see waged when play is resumed, assuming that we don't go back out in active rain and assuming that we do get the forecast, which should be generally sunny and warmer on Sunday.
The three leaders at the top of the board had played through 6 holes, so they'll have the majority of their rounds left to play. Brooks Koepka at the top at 13 under, a 4-shot lead over Jon Rahm, who is at 9 under, and then you have the amateur Sam Bennett, who is all alone in third place at 6 under. The conditions didn't seem to affect those guys at the top too much. They've seemed to have been able to limit the damage so far.
Yeah, they have. And I have to point out, this has just been the ideal situation for Brooks Koepka all week long. He has been dominant, Jeremy, and his first 2 rounds were played in ideal conditions. He did not have to finish his second round on Saturday morning. And then when he finally did have to play in the bad stuff, he actually extended his lead by 2 shots. This could not be going any better in terms of Brooks Koepka at the top of the board. Jon Rahm just trying to hold on a little bit. He's had to play in the worst of it. It was a long day for him, even without completing his third round, or even 9 holes in his third round, because he had to finish round 2 on Saturday morning, and he's just been grinding through the mud and the slop here so far on this Saturday, and he has such a strong short game that he was able to keep himself within arm's reach. He did make a couple of bogeys, but nothing too detrimental. He's still certainly in the mix for this championship.
Well, so those guys are doing okay at the top. Another guy who's not doing good, though, Tiger Woods. Tiger has struggled. He's at the bottom of the leaderboard at 9 over par, visibly limping around the course. Even the commentators are talking about the fact that it really appears that Tiger is struggling in the conditions. This delay, Rick, I'm not sure if this is a welcome reprieve for Tiger or if we could see him call it.
I'm not sure either, Jeremy. I think that as good as of a script that Brooks Koepka has gotten this week, Tiger Woods' script has been about as bad as it gets. You know, having to come out on Saturday morning in the very cold, wet conditions and finish his second round in which he fights through and makes the cut, and then continue playing into his third rounds. I mean, think about the physical limitations that Tiger has walking around the most demanding golf course in the world to walk on soft, slippery conditions in the cold. This is the absolute worst case scenario for Tiger Woods from a physical standpoint, and we have seen him gut it out. I'm not sure if it's worth it anymore. You know, he's got holes to play in round 3 and obviously round 4. So if he does all of that, it's a lot more golf on Sunday for not much upside. No one's going to really care, Tiger himself, if he finishes T45 or if he just calls it right now and says, hey, it's been fun. I've had enough. I don't want to risk any further injury here.
Yeah, Tiger threw 7 holes in the third round and sitting at 9 over par, 6 over for this particular round. Okay, so what effect does this have on the rest of the tournament? I mean, they're not going to resume today. Sunday, we're expecting the weather to improve. But, Rick, do you think they're going to be able to get everything in Sunday, or do you see the Masters carrying over until Monday?
I believe they will be able to get this all in on Sunday. Now, that assumes that there are no other, pop-up summer showers in Georgia and we don't get any more delays. I think strategically and allowing the play to go on as long as it did on Saturday was to make sure that we got enough holes in that we could finish this on Sunday. So it's basically 12 more holes for the final group and then another 18 in the final round. So you're talking about 32 holes to be played. It's a small field. They could use split tees if they wanted to. There is definitely a path to getting this done on Sunday evening, which is what everybody wants, Jeremy. I mean, there are a lot of interested parties in this, from the players to Augusta National to CBS to all the broadcasts. Everybody wants this done on Sunday night. I believe we are getting a weather forecast that is going to allow that. So barring anything changing from here on out, we should be good to complete this.
Podcasters want it done too, Rick, right?
Definitely podcasters want it done on Sunday, yeah.
Sunday, as mentioned, the sunshine expected to return in the afternoon. Temperatures expected to be in the low to mid 60s at the peak of the day around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Rick Gehman joining us here on CBS Sports HQ to discuss the breaking news that the third round of the Masters has been suspended. They will resume play on Sunday. They'll certainly be talking about this on the First Cut podcast, where they have been doing round recaps. It's been all over the place. We had 2 suspensions yesterday, another suspension today, possibly looking at third and final round action coming up on Sunday. You can get all the latest over on the First Cut podcast. Download and follow wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.